doing? Good.
How are you guys?
Good. So thanks for having us out here. We're really excited that you're giving us an opportunity to look into some of the experiences that you guys have had. So the Varysburg Hotel, can you give us a little bit of the history of what's going on here?
Well, from what I read and learned, this building was originally a saddle barn back in the early 1850s. And in 1886, when the new owners took over, it became the Varysburg Hotel. And then in 1908, there was a fire that burned down the town. And this place was rebuilt in 1909 and became the Varysburg Hotel.
So when you say the entire town burned down, like this entire street burned down?
Yes. This was the last building to burn in that town fire.
Wow. Have you had any experiences happen to you?
I have. I just took over here 2 years ago, but I managed this place prior to that. And I've had experiences with doors opening and shutting by themselves. Also, voices. Like I've heard, "Where is she?" And I'm the only person here. My sisters, my daughter see people downstairs, customers see them, employees see and hear things going on.
Now, you've only owned this place, as you said, for a couple of years.
Yes.
And you were a manager here for a year prior. So you've only been involved with the location for 3 years.
Yes.
And you're basically in your entire family and all of your patrons are experiencing activity here
Yes.
during this time. That's a very short period of time to have so many stories accumulate so fast. Why don't you take us through a little walk of the building and just show us some of the things that you've experienced, maybe some other people have experienced, and get started right away. Okay?
Well, the ladles used to hang up over here, and a ladle went flying off of here into the sink.
So it came off of this hook like this? Because it can't just come out, it's got to come
off
up
yes.
and out.
Yeah. And they came flying off and went into the sink. I had an experience where I had certain soup bowls up here.
Crocs, you said.
Crocs. The front, yeah, the Crocs. And I was back here cooking on the flat top, and it flew off the shelf and hit the cupboard over there and just shattered.
Those are like heavy duty. You know what you're
Those
talking
thick
about,
ones,
those thick French onion soup bowls, those Crocs. So it had to be actually whipped hard.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy amount of force to do something like
Yes.
that.
Yes. I've also had reports of a guy with a blue jacket in here, and a lot of that activity takes place back here. I was here by myself, and I was in the restroom, and I heard, "Where is she?
Where is she?
Where is she?"
Okay.
So I opened the door, looked out, and there was nobody here.
The older or younger voice? Or?
It was an older voice. It definitely was a male's voice.
And you were the only person in the
I
building?
was the only person here.
Okay.
Other employees have seen somebody walking out through here. The person that they mostly see is a guy in a long jacket, black jacket with a wide rim hat. Some people will see a face.
Okay.
Some people just see the shadow. This person that I personally see myself, to me it's just all black. I don't see a face.
Okay, so this
I don't see
person
features.
in the black jacket and the black round hat,
Yes.
you just told me that you've seen this person yourself?
Yes.
Where did you see him?
I've seen him here. I've seen him out in the vestibule by the dining room. Other people have seen him downstairs by the boiler system, but
Okay,
Check that out.
he's
let's
been
go
around.
downstairs and check out the other locations where this man has been seen.
Okay. My sister and my daughter have seen a lady standing here. My daughter described her as a lady with white hair. My sister also commented on, she thinks it was a white bonnet though. We've had some sightings back here by the boiler room. There's been reported sightings of that same man with the long black jacket hanging out in this boiler room. So this is previous employees. They have come back in here and have told me their stories of this.
So this is a common spot for this man?
Yes.
That multiple people have claimed to have actually seen this apparition of this man with the long black coat and
Yes.
the round hat.
Yes.
Out the black, is that the guy you're calling Henry?
That's who we call him,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
So how did you guys come up with that name?
I didn't come up with it when I started working here, and I asked the previous owner, I'm like, do you have a ghost here or whatever? Because, you know, the things I experienced, he's like, oh, that's just Henry. Just tell him to knock it off. So I don't know who came up with that name, but that's what they always call it. At the end of the bar here, this is where one of my employees states that she sees this guy sitting. She did have an experience where things flew off the shelf. One thing did break. I honestly can't remember what it was, but we had a Harley Davidson pig fly off the shelf, along with something else that broke here.
A Harley Davidson pig?
Yeah, it's a piggy bank.
A piggy bank?
Yes.
Was this something that was left over here from the previous owner?
Yes.
This was something that was still here when you got the place?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I had another experience, and it seems like it takes place at this end of the bar. One night I had a shot glass, a bunch of people had shot glass, which they all experienced, and they seen it, and they were shocked. It literally just flew off the bar, and I caught it. So we had, you know, and they all seen that, and we just kind of, you know, we blame everything on Henry, and I don't even know if it's Henry, but, you know.
Well, that's what you're going to custom call him.
Yes,
right?
That's what we call him. We call him
Okay.
Henry. But I did the guy with the blue jacket sits down at this end of the bar. When this was just a hotel, it ended right here. Okay, in the early 1850s. This is where the hotel started. In 1886, when the new owners took over, it was still the hotel. Going back a little bit here. 1909, when this place was rebuilt after the fire, this was all added on, and this became the first hotel tavern at that time.
Okay.
So this was all newer in 1909, and so I don't know where this guy came from, but this is the guy with the blue jacket that sits over here at the end of the bar. There's a lady with a little boy here, and what I've heard from other customers is he runs up and down the steps. Myself, I haven't seen it, experienced it, but from what I'm told with the stories, there's a little boy here.
And this is a different woman than the woman that was supposedly in the basement?
That
Could this be the same person?
it could be, but I honestly don't know.
Okay, so we have 2 men, possibly 2 women, and a small boy?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a lot of different spirits to be in one location here. I tell you what, we're gonna get everything set up, and we'll see if we can get started right away, and hopefully we can get you some sort of evidence for you tonight.
Okay.
Okay?
That's good. Yes.
All right, now you want to stick with us and investigate throughout the
I would love to.
night? Okay, we're gonna put you on a couple different teams and probably move you back and forth so you can get a chance to work with everybody, okay?
Okay, great.
All right.
All right.
Give us a second to get all set up, we'll be right back with you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Obviously, we're here from the Greater Western North Paranormal Society to investigate the Varysburg Hotel. Now, obviously, there's additional floors upstairs that are rented out for rooms. Now, one of these rooms recently, you and your wife had moved into, correct?
Yes.
You moved in here a week ago?
A week ago today.
A week ago today. Now, from the short time that you've been here, have you experienced anything that has gone on paranormal-wise, I guess you'd say?
Yes, I was upstairs. I was just sitting on my bed watching TV, and I felt something brush up against me. Kind of just felt like a cold air behind me.
Hey, Don.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for meeting us over here.
Don?
Prior to your aunt selling the building to Kathy, you and her alike have had some experiences here of your own, and you came out here to fill us in on what exactly was going on here before Kathy took over. What has happened here?
My husband was upstairs and we could have swore that there was somebody walking behind him. He turned around and looked, there was nobody there. And then all of a sudden it felt like somebody pushed him up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
Yes. Because he was walking up the stairs and it felt like somebody just went. Doors open and closed by themselves.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was down in the basement one time, I was getting stuff out of the freezer. And I thought it was my grandfather playing a trick on me. Somebody whispered in my ear and said, "Hey!" I turned
Really?
around and looked, and I was ready to slug my grandfather, and there was nobody there.
There was nobody else.
There
Was it a
nobody
male or
in the-
female
there was
voice?
It was a male.
Male voice?
I thought it was my grandfather,
Oh, okay.
because I was ready to slug him.
How
And
are you feeling after you knew that there was nobody there?
I dropped everything, left the freezer door open, and ran up the stairs. I left everything open. I was scared.
Wow.
I wouldn't go back down by myself.
Tonight, we will be working with psychic medium Glenn White. Glenn is the author of The Journey of a Wandering Soul. Glenn has also appeared on such paranormal television shows as Ghost Lab and Ghost Adventures. Tonight, he will be working for the first time with psychic medium Ashley O'Brien to showcase an investigation from a metaphysical point of view. Hey Glenn, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Ashley. Alright, so you guys just took a walk through the Varysburg Hotel. Did you guys pick anything up when you were here?
A couple different things, yeah. There's some stuff in the bar area itself. There's an area where some glasses had fallen and some other objects had fallen off the shelving, shattered. There's also a woman at the end of the bar that sits there.
Basically what you're saying is that right when you walked in, the first place that you entered was this bar area.
Yes.
And you're saying immediately you encountered two entities, a man and a woman?
It immediately was the female sitting at the end of the bar, entity-wise, but I was also picking up on the different effects of the glasses falling off the bar, something off of the shelving area, all within about a 3-foot radius of each other. And, you know, a lot of problems with things moving in that area from an entity.
So now you guys also went in the basement then, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything that you picked up down there?
I picked up a woman. Very stern authority figure. If I had to pinpoint, I would say probably a previous owner.
Okay. Do you have any idea of what the woman may look like?
Yeah. I mean, probably late 1800s, early 1900 clothing. The long gown, very like tight corset fitting area right here, and then it goes kind of gets wider down to the ground. She had her hair pulled back, like whitish hair, grayish whitish hair, and she just had that authority figure, like very stern, like checking out the place, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Now you're nodding your head. Were you able to pick up the same female?
I did as well, and actually this is the same woman that I had picked up in the bar sitting up at the end of the bar. She
Okay.
travels throughout the building. Not only did she have the authority attitude, but she also seemed like there were some things that maybe were a little scatterbrained, to put it nicely, all over the place.
Do you think she might have mental illness?
It's possible. She definitely had a short fuse temper-wise.
Anger issues
Yeah,
also?
definitely anger issues.
And I just kept getting the letter C.
Well, also in the basement there was an area that had a furnace to it.
Okay.
There was a lot of pressure in that room. As soon as you walk in, you get hit with a pressure. Like your head feels like it's closing in and being pushed on from both sides. I believe it could have a lot to do with just the electromagnetic field in the area, which also can amp up a lot of activity, and the activity, spirits can feed off of that electromagnetic field. And I believe that that's quite possibly a feeding point for energy.
This is a feeding point for not only the spirits that are already here, but for some that may be passing by.
If they're passing by and they can lock into that, definitely.
Okay.
I agree, it's a totally different feeling down there. Headache, in your stomach, in your chest, very heavy. Also in walking around, there's a little boy. Definitely picked up a little boy.
There's a lady with a little boy here.
Okay. Where were you able to pick up the little boy?
He's in and out certain areas in here.
I get a lot of him running up and down the stairs a lot.
He runs up and down.
That's what I
steps.
hear. I can hear the sound of little feet.
As I was approaching the building, I just envisioned everything in flames. Both sides of the street, all the way down the main street, everything was on fire.
In talking with the owner, there was a fire that burned down most of the town in the early 1900s. This structure was actually rebuilt in 1909.
Yeah, the history with the location is that this entire town had burned down. They said that the Varysburg Hotel was the last location to burn to the ground at the time.
The kid, I want to talk about the kid for a minute. I picked up on the kid used to come here a lot with either like a mother or father. The kid didn't die in this building, but I do believe he died out back in the creek. I believe he drowned. And this is where he's at. That's it.
So you just don't think he knows anywhere else to go, right?
No, this is where he came every day with this person. This is where he spent most of his time. This is where he laid, and this is where he is now.
This is the little boy that's running up and down the stairs.
Yes.
You picking up the same thing?
I am.
Wow. You guys really, have really hit everything that this lady has told me. From the man in the bar, the woman and the child, and the woman in the basement. Seems like you guys really got a good grasp of what's going on here. I'd really like for you guys to showcase your talents here tonight, and really just kind of show us what investigating the paranormal is like from the metaphysical side of working on a team. Okay.
Sitting here at the bar, Lynn has a new piece of equipment that she's going to try using today. Lynn, tell them what you have here.
The new Obelisk 3, and basically how it operates is a preloaded dictionary, and each word is associated with a different energy level. So the theory is, if specific energy comes through, it's able to trigger the word that spirit wants to come through. So we're going to use this and see what happens tonight.
Yeah, I'm also going to be running an EVP session, and we're going to put a K2 meter down here at the table, just to, see if there's any other types of energy that comes up at the table. Record this.
Dictionary mix.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. So, from what we understand, there could be a gentleman here at the bar that likes to sit at the bar, possibly with a blue coat, maybe a black long coat. Can you give us a sign that you're here? We have a device here on the table that you can communicate with us. Two different aspects, one by using your energy and one by letting us know, giving us a word. Can you give us a sign that you're here? Is there anybody here in the bar with us?
Paul.
Paul?
Paul.
Oh, did you see that? I'll transform into different things now. Are you here for the dance?
Paul, do you want to dance with one of us?
Put your hand over this device if you're here for a dance, for a party. Do you have a ticket to get in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jim.
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 Are you here with your friend? Oh, see that?
Yeah. Whoa. You just went all the way up to Brett.
Getting that, Louis?
Yeah.
That's I guess Jim and Paul. Entire. Yeah, you're letting up the entire light. We're going down. Under.
Is your name Paul and Jim?
Highway.
Usually it'll come
Property?
property, highway, property. Is there something that you would like to tell us, pass on to the new owners? They just recently bought this, maybe 2 years ago. Is there something that you would like to pass on to them and let them know? Story.
So essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to have Ashley feel energy go from her through the table to me. And we're going to have this cycle running this way. Energy back and forth, feeding energy back and forth. I want you guys to almost envision the same thing, energy back and forth. Your continuous loop, okay, of energy going back and forth. And every time it goes through you and hits the table, that's the energy going into the table, okay? Now where we're getting all this energy from is the spirits stepping in to join us. I will call the spirits that are down here to work with us, only the highest and best are to work with us. That's a role I have, okay? That way we don't have anything we're not really wanting. I also have rules that we cannot be pinned against anything. None of us can be hurt or harmed in any way, shape, or form. If that happens, I will say break. At that point, take your hands off. Just lift your hands up. Try to always, no matter what happens, always try to keep at least one hand on the table at all times, unless I say break, okay? Because that's what creates the loop of energy between you guys, between us. And it's almost like if you picture an atom, how it's got the source in the middle with the energy going on either side of it. That is what we're doing with this table. We're calling the spirits to come in to join us. If we can get the table to start to move, I will ask specific questions of the spirits that are down here to try to answer for us, to figure out who they are, when they're from, what time frame, why they're here, stuff of that nature. So that's how we're going to try to get our communication with this and try to get our answers using this method, okay? This is an older method that was used for centuries, called table tipping. Spiritualists have used it for centuries and centuries. Early back as 1920s, it was considered a parlor trick, a parlor game that they would do. But at that time, they also used things like Ouija boards and stuff like that and didn't think twice either, because that was the norm of that time frame. So that is what we're going to attempt to do. And I've already done a wipe down and opened the table for spirit communication. When I'm done, I'll also wipe the table down and close the table for spirit communication. So that way I open the session, I'll close the session as well. Okay? So if things start really moving, I may say stand up. At that point, stand up and kind of push your chair away from behind you so that you don't trip over it. Please step forward, join us here at the table. We are looking to speak with you to get responses and answers of the reasoning why you are here, who you are, and why you've been hanging out for so long. You can use the energy we are giving off. You cannot deplete us, but you can use the energy from us. Step forward and use this table, please. If you guys start feeling anything, you can say it.
The table is shaking.
We know you are here. We know you are with us. Step in and use this energy. Build it. Use it. Build it and use it. Build it and use it, please. Spirits in the building, please step down here. Highest and best. Step down here and work with us. We need better, more clear responses. Henry, are you still with us? If so, spin the table. Move it more. I ask again, Henry, if you are still with us, give us more, please. More, please. Henry, is that you with us? If so, can you begin to spin this table? Spin it, Henry. If this is you, spin it. Faster. This is Henry. Spin it faster. Henry, are you just a visitor here? If so, spin it in the opposite direction. No, not a visitor. Okay. Are you an employee? If you worked here, made a wage here, can you spin it in the opposite direction for me? Did you own the building? Holy crap. What the hell's going on? Keep going. Do not pin, do not hurt, do not harm. Keep going. Did you live here, Henry? Break. We're too close to the walls. Break. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Say, I'm holding onto the wall, so if you need to grab me, I'm solid. Are you okay, Ashley? Are you okay?
It's a little lightheaded. Wow.
Here, why don't we get a chair? You can sit down.
Oh my God. Exactly.
It's crazy how it's just
It's like a
so
shake. Fingertips. It's not even
and that was the thing. When it started shaking, I'm looking at it, and everybody had a hammer like that at a table, and I'm like, then when that thing started spinning, I was like, oh my, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Huh?
That was wild.
Yeah.
Dude, that was amazing.
That was,
I saw it on TV.
I have never
Oh, you saw it from
seen
upstairs?
or experienced anything like this in my life. That was amazing. Wow.
Okay, guys, so how did it go down in the basement?
Well, the table started shaking back and forth, and as more questions were asked and energy was called forward, that table started spinning.
Do you know who you may have tried to contact or reach, or?
Well, we believe it was Henry, if that's his real name.
So-
As I was asking, I would ask various names, various ideas, female, male. We got a hit on 2 different sessions of the name Henry. When we would ask Henry, it would get, lack of a better term, more violent reactions. Not violent in a bad way, but violent as in a larger reaction when I would ask for Henry or about Henry.
My experience is, you know, you're calling upon all the energies. At one point, you called upon all the energies and spirits in this building, and you know, you look up for one split second, and I just noticed that there were actual spirits around, men and women around the table, and that's kind of what freaked me out, is seeing all them. When I first came in this place, I just kept getting the woman with the letter C, and at the end of the table tipping session, just whispered in my hearing, Aura.
Any name of the correlation?
I did look up the history of the Varysburg Hotel, and there was an owner by the name of Cora with her husband Albert.
Wow.
And in 1886, that's when they took this place over. That is when they named this place the Varysburg Hotel.
Wow, I just got chills. Now you guys are just putting your fingertips on the table, and that's it.
Just the fingertips on the table, and that is all that we were putting on the table at all.
All right. Now before we're done, I just got to ask you: Did you move the table?
No.
Did you?
No.
No. And here's the thing, Dan. Right here is the table. This is the table. Anybody can walk up, try to lift it, try to put your fingertips on it. Try to make that table spin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing down on this table with my fingers with force, and I can't even make it shake like it was doing what they're saying down in the basement. So, I mean, for me to actually spin that with my fingers, I'm going to have some tired fingers.